Okay, welcome to Behind the Mic with Tamir Rice, the Black Librarian. What did you learn from Quest Community Vibrations? What did you learn by being a part of Quest Youth Radio here this morning?
Uh, I learned a number of things here this morning. One of the things that I learned is that it's an educational radio show. So therefore, the school promotes education, and it allows the public to get access to academic ideas and concepts and so on and so forth. So I like that aspect of Quest Radio Show.
What you learned from the radio show?
Yeah, that we talked about in the radio show. We talked about the history of Harlem. We talked about Arthur Schomburg, Black Studies, Black People Files. We talked about a little bit, Dr. John Henrik Clark. We talked about black historians and creating what's called the historiography or a perspective or philosophy of black studies. So we went over that, we broached upon that, and it was a really good experience to be a part of the show to talk about that to the audience.
What you think about the flow, the content of the program?
I think the flow and the content of the program was great because it needs to be discussed. Um, it needs to be promoted. I know we talked about. We also went into Byron Allen and his argument in terms of the 1886 laws that
1866.
1866. I'm sorry, laws that
That's
were
okay.
established to be able to enfranchise black folks and people in reference to contracts and bidding contracts and stuff like that. So we talked a little bit about that, and you asked me my question of whether or not Byron is right or wrong. I don't think that he's right or wrong. I think that he has a great argument. I think that it's an argument that needs to be promoted. As I mentioned in the show, Buffy talked about actually attest to some of the stuff that Byron was saying is that blacks are disenfranchised in terms of the Comcast show because he even has stated that he's not getting his fair share, although they're continuing to promote it as a brand as if he is getting a fair share. His brand being Revolt TV. So that's a very interesting coming from a person that's well known and branded his name over the years, and he's still being disenfranchised. And I think it's something that needs to be discussed, uh, uh, not just with that particular person, but there's a myriad of different African Americans that's been disenfranchised.
Well, hold on. I want to do something real fast because we're not going to keep our audience too long. I want to name some people, and I want you to give me a one sentence, no more than two sentence answer about what you think or what your perspective is. Because as a librarian, a person who knows history, I'm definitely interested in your perspective. Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey,
One or two sentences only.
great entrepreneur, great promoter of content, and a person that's making a difference, have made a difference.
Okay, that's three. All right. Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry made a significant difference in terms of the studios. He kind of reminds me of what was done by Oscar Micheaux years ago.
Frances Wesley, if I said her name right.
Frances Cress Welsing,
Yes.
great psychologist. She wrote the book entitled The ISIS Papers. That was her magnum opus in terms of understanding the dynamics of black psychology.
Uh, Cognitive, help me out here.
Dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a person. I know I'm cheating.
It's a concept. um,
I couldn't help myself.
I think is it a reality? Is people different franchise or actually not sharing the equal share based on psychological concepts? Yes, it's true.
All right. Is it true that psychology is young and that they saw slaves who ran away as mentally ill or something like that?
Oh, you're talking about Benjamin Rush, those concepts. I think that it was an institution. Slaveocracy was an institution that existed.
What do you call it?
Slaveocracy.
Slaveocracy.
Yeah, which it was a system governed by slaves, the economic system governed by slaves. So I'm gonna call it slaveocracy. So in slaveocracy, you had points where people felt as if blacks supposed to have been enslaved based on the ham being the cursed son, which is supposed to have been aligned to African Americans, which is a great misnomer. And so, just like with the theological aspect of concept in terms of slavery, there was also a psychological aspect, meaning that, and that's part of the slave community that existed. John Blassingame talked about it in his book Slave Community, and then Kenneth Stamp talked about it in his book entitled The Peculiar Institution. It was a system that was governed based on people who wanted to keep other people underneath them, and they had to create psychological, theological concept to do so.
Does a people still suffer from this to this day?
People still suffer from this today, and people suffer from a lack of knowledge and the inability to want to know about what's going on, because they like to go on and maintain status quo.
When the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yes.
What does that mean?
That when a student is receptive enough and willing to learn, the teacher will appear. Does that necessarily mean that the teacher is a person, or the teacher is an animal, or the teacher is a concept? Because a lot of the old Buddhist texts in Sanskrit, a lot of those stories, even Aesop fables, is a story that was teaching lessons to young folks based on concepts from animals and animal living and so on and so forth. So whenever the student is ready, they're receptive to the learning concept, and they will be able to adhere to that.
Okay. And that note is going to be our last. Mr. Tamir
Davis.
Davis. Oh, God. I was thinking football. I went football, which okay, that's a whole nother story. Okay, NFL. All right. Thank you very much. Check us out on all our social media platforms. This is Quest Youth Radio, Behind the Mic with the Black Librarian. Peace.
Peace.